yeah, we'll talk more about that. Our first guest is waiting patiently, so let's get him on the line. Here he is, the one and only Mr. Loren. All right, is Lepre or Leper? How do I say it so I don't screw it
It's
up?
Lepre.
Lepre.
Lepre. Yep.
Lepre.
Yes.
There we go. What's going on, brother? How you been?
Yeah, people get confused. I understand, but I'm all Italian, so.
Well, there you go. All right, so what is it? Is it gravy or sauce? Come on.
It's always sauce. We don't even go by that word gravy.
What the fuck,
No.
guys? Come on.
Yeah. So how you guys doing, man? Thanks for having me on.
Good, man, dude. You know what? I'm really excited not only to talk to you again, but I'm excited for you. So I actually sat and watched the movie today.
Uh-huh.
I'm impressed, dude.
And insert drum roll, yes.
No, seriously, honest to God, I'm really freaking impressed. Last time we talked, I had only seen the trailer and all, and I was digging it, but even 2-3 minutes in, I'm saying to myself, this thing's pretty freaking shot really well.
Thank you so much.
Deal. Yeah, dude, this is real deal film. This isn't a lot of these independent films you see are really kind of made in somebody's bedroom, and you can tell.
You're right. It's all about quality, and I was in the business a good 5 years at that time, and I didn't want to just make a film where it's got no shot in getting any film festivals. I just didn't want to make something with a lot of the problems with a lot of indie filmmakers is they just grab a camera and they shoot something, but they don't like the room. They're not using proper audio and. I mean, listen, lighting and audio, I mean, in your camera, I mean, it just makes the film. The actors cannot look good or shine in any way, shape, or form without all that. You have to have it if you're going to try to make an impact in the world.
Right,
so we shot on the red cam, and red cam, there's a few styles of red cam, but that's the same style of camera they shoot Transformers on or anything else. So, I mean, you got to go all out, but, you got to build a resume. You got to have money. That's what it always comes down to, production value,
Well, that's something, too. Because as we were watching it, my wife was actually sitting there in and off watching it with me. And she was I guess she was reading maybe the IMDb page or something. She's like, how the hell did he get all the funding to do this? Because this came off really good. I'm like, I don't know. I don't remember. Did you do a Kickstarter or anything, or?
I did nothing. Everything was pure heart, pure. So basically, what I call it is you got to use your network to your advantage. So if there's any filmmakers out there listening here, and you have an idea for a film, and you want to have the entire city of New York and the entire city of Philadelphia destroyed, you're not going to have the money for the effects for that, but if you have an uncle that is a fireman, maybe you can, get access to the fire hall or the police station, or you got to go within your network, within your reach. Don't be trying to because everything that money-wise you could save if you have your parents a school teacher, maybe you could get access to a school. Same thing with wrestling. Hey, hey, do you have you want to make a movie about wrestling? Okay, well, I'm just using that because obviously, through Bay here and Devon coming up next. But yeah, you have someone with a contact for a wrestling school. Maybe you could, you're going to get you could get access to that. But if you're just going to come out of pocket and say, hey, I'm going to make a movie about space, you've got a problem because I don't know if you have the money to pull it off and make it look good. So. When you're saying that, I had between a cast and crew, between all of it, there was about 100 people. And, you got to have the right locations. And most of all, you've got to pull every favor you possibly could. And I'm a guy who's done a lot of favors for a lot of those people. So you better believe I cashed in and some. They're like, all right, cool, I can do that for you for this price. Awesome. Here's what's going to happen. You're going to do that, and you're going to cut your price in half because you owe me, and I love you. You got to work it. You got to work it that way, So, and you got to come through with your promises of hey, as the leader of the ship, you got to do all that marketing. You got to go out and get the interviews, and our film's been reviewed over 40 times, and like there's like 3 phases. You got your pre-production, you obviously got the shoot itself, and then at the end you got to put so much into marketing, because otherwise who's going to see you? So you got your trailers playing. Like, I'm about to buy time on YouTube. Skip this ad in 5 seconds. You always see a movie trailer.
Right.
That's good. That's about to be us. You're calling Fangoria magazine like, I want to buy time, and you've got to do everything. Luckily we fell into one of our cast members was on a TV show for the Fuse Network. So the Fuse Network followed him to our movie set with permission, obviously. I was going to take the free publicity, but, that helped get our name out there a little more. And then, you got R. Marcus Taylor, who was the head cop in the movie, from coming straight out of Compton. So that was good. Then you got your phone callers with your cameos, you Blue Meanie and, Alex Vincent from Child's Play. I mean, you plug that all in, and then you got your independent music, all the punk and hardcore bands and the rockabilly songs that you hear, through the movie. They have a following too. So you're trying to just pull everybody's fans together and try to make one giant ball and try to, excel.
Do you literally sit down with literally probably like a notebook and almost kind of like try to map this stuff out?
Yes.
Like, you know what I mean? Like in the direction on each phase of this?
Yes, it is. And as marketing right now, like, I just look at like what I'm going to do week to week up till November 1st. The movie just came out on Amazon and iTunes, and I quarantined to move the movie just to those 2 sites because obviously Apple and, Amazon are 2 biggest companies in the world.
Right.
Before I try to spread it out to Hulu and all the others, Netflix is your ending goal because they're the number 1 network in the world. But, to get to Netflix is the hardest because they want to see all the traction. You don't just say like, oh, here's my flick. Okay, cool, we'll take it. No, they're going to go through a QC check. They're going to go through. They want to know everything. So you got to send everything over. All the movie trailer hits. This podcast will go over like everything. Every little thing that snowballed this is you got to like have that ready and on deck. And, they got to see it all, and there's still no guarantee you're going to get in. But the only thing good about any filmmaker trying to go to Netflix right now is, Disney's making their own on-demand, if it didn't even come out already. If it did, I don't know about it. But, like, everything they own is getting pulled off of Netflix, all the Star Wars films, all the Muppets, all the, Marvel. So they need contact, right now, to fill that goal. So it's a good – it's good for people like me in my situation right now. But for now, it's just I'm keeping it for Amazon and iTunes. And then if you even get into Netflix, sooner or later they kick you off. They cycle you out. And then I'll try to get it on everything else. But so right now, up to November 1st, I literally have a marketing plan. Like every Monday, some sort of marketing. So AKA money out of my pocket. That's the point, in hopes, because I did not sign with anybody. My own company, Average Superstar Films, is driving the whole ship. I turned down 44 distribution companies because they're just all bad deals. They're all bad deals. It's just like in the music industry, like nobody wins. Like if they're gonna, like, I could say it forever. Like I could tell you like how the Devil's Rejects cast got screwed out of that last film in 2003. They were all supposed to get $1 million. It was in their contract. Sig Hag, Rob Zombie's wife, and Bill Moseley. If the film made past $20 million, they were getting a $1 million incentive. And when it got to $19 million, Lionsgate Films pulled the movie out of the theater and rushed it to DVD, so they didn't have to pay that money to them. Because of the and I heard that direct from Sig Hag himself. This isn't just something I read on the internet. I don't ever pass anything off till I hear it right from the lion's mouth. So, I mean, you could go into music too. Like when Appetite for Destruction came out, Geffen Records withheld $6 million from Guns N' Roses from their management, and they said, there's a discrepancy here. They're like, all right, here's what's going to happen. We're going to give you $2 million of that. They're like, we're owed $6. Why would we take $2? Well, if you lawyer up and go against us, this is what's going to cost you $4 more million. So you just better take this $2 million now. Like, it was like ridiculous. Like, if you even look, Jason Newsted, it got screwed out of the Metallica Black album, the royalty checks. they certainly aren't going to do that to Kirk and Lars and James Hetfield. But
Right.
since he left the band, they went and just looked at the contract and looked at one little sentence that, you know what, we could put that in the debate. Let's cut him off because they don't need them. Technically, they're not screwing the band over. And if you think about it, he's out of the band, right? So
Right.
he doesn't get his royalty checks right now. So what's he going to do, fight it? I mean, he could, but I mean, so I'm just saying, when you really look at like who I just named, the Devil's Rejects, Guns N' Roses, and Metallica, if they're getting screwed, they could screw me over, that's for sure.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, and what a lot of the blunt of why you turn down 44 film companies, you hate saying this in the world, you know, but I mean, this is how it is. They always try to put in these production companies like, hey, you know, you're going to end up paying the you know, all their expenses. And that's a tricky word there because they're like, well, what do you mean by expenses? Oh, the pressing of your film, the marketing of your film, and that's like you don't get to see those receipts. They just tell you, like, oh,
Right.
you're $10,000 in the hole, and after the first quarter, like, oh yeah, well technically, you know, yeah, you're in a hole, $7,000, you know. So, and you're like, well, can I see those receipts? No. And they know like you don't have the money to fight back, you know, with the lawyer fee. So I cannot tell you how many film companies tried to get my movie signed. And what the wisest thing to do if you're a filmmaker is whoever company's trying to sign you, go to their film catalog, look up 5 of those film directors who they have signed, contact them through Facebook. Say, how did they treating you? And you'll be amazed on what, you know, all 5 of them say, not one dime. Terrible,
well, let me ask you
know?
this. I mean, how did you get so smart to this stuff? You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't have known this stuff.
Yeah, call it. I mean, I grew up in a little town outside of Scranton, so my parents were like always involved with like the school board and city council and all that. But I mean, that's just a little town of like 15,000. But I just saw up there like how the dog eat dog world was just in a little town. And then, you know, you end up in the punk rock scene, so you're more cautious, you know, and just I don't know. I had street smarts of just not taking someone at face value. Like I just need to see evidence. So you just start hearing horror stories between music was first because I've always been around music. And then when I got into film in 2012, I would just hear the terror of these stories. And I'm like, well, if I'm going to run my own ship, like technically I could have signed with any of those companies and, hey, my film could be, you know, in every Walmart. I mean, you know what? My Blu-ray's out everywhere too. But, I mean, you could have it – I could be on every streaming outlet right now. And then when the quarter's up, like I basically made a film, and at the end of the quarter I get no money for it. And there's someone else getting money off of my art. And no one gets any money out of it. And it's like you don't want to say like you're making film and music to make money, but I mean, come on, you know, you want the arts first, but you like to see yourself not lose.
Yeah.
You don't want to lose.
Absolutely.
So yeah. So you're in a world today where look what I'm doing now. I'm on a podcast. Like before, you know, you couldn't do this 20 years ago. You couldn't just get on a radio station or a talk show. Everybody could just pick up and you know, drive their own ship. You know, I do a show up at Princeton College like once a month with Aaron Bierman. You know, a live show. I mean, I value that, and you know, I value what you guys do and everybody else. I mean, you could just reach an audience, and you know, in the meantime, you know, the last 3 years, I'm going to all the horror movie conventions with a table. Like, here's free posters. Here's our sticker. Here's the trailer. Like, you're just giving out. You're meeting the fans. And you're hoping all now, you know, here comes your audience. Oh, cool. It's on Amazon. Cool. It's on iTunes. You know, and, you know, you got to be organic. And you just can't make a movie trailer and a Facebook page and expect that, like, you're going to take over the world. You just can't do that. Like, or so many people just do that. They're like, well, I'm not going to put my own money into it. And then they're disappointed when, like, no one hears about their film after 2 weeks.
Right.
You know, it's like you can't just tell, like make a Facebook page and get 218 likes and a movie trailer on YouTube and it's got like 1,000 hits and you just think that you took over the world. You didn't. You got to push hard. You got to kick down every door you could. You know.
let me ask you this, because we always hear and you see like I meant to save it the other day, and I'm kicking myself. I didn't. I saw somebody had posted like the payouts from like Spotify and
Mm-hmm.
YouTube and all this stuff, all these like streaming services. What's it like for movies? You know what I mean? Like, what if you get like, I mean, you're on Amazon Prime, but it's still what was $5 to watch it. But what if you were just on Netflix streaming or whatever? I mean, do they pay the same amount? You know what I mean? Is it still pennies on the dollar?
Yeah. Netflix pays you 9 cents for every 60 minutes your movie's screened. I think that's what the numbers is right now. Yeah, think about that. You're giving it away for free, and like Amazon was doing that. Amazon, I mean, you could either have a rental fee, or you could give it away for free. And I think Amazon, if you give your movie away for free on Amazon, that anyone could just go to Prime and watch it for free. I think it's 6 cents at the moment. 6 cents for yeah. So I mean, filmmakers were complaining about that because they were making 15 cents before that, and they were like, "Oh my God, I gotta go." You know, I rely on this, and I'm like, small part of me is like, "Yeah, that sucks. They cut you." At the same time, like, how much? It's 15 cents, dude. Like you better go get a job. Like I don't know what you're thinking. How much money were you making? Like I'm curious, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so it's just terrible, man. Music and film is like that. People just get effed over like so bad. That's why bands tour so much, because at least they get that ticket money, and you know you're buying the $25 shirts is going right to them, like guaranteed. You know, so film is just a nightmare. Like I sit there, like my film could be on a torrent site right now. No one's told me yet, but I'm sure it might be there. But you know, to think about all the hard work I did, you know, and you know, someone could be downloading it for free. It's just like, you know, good God, it makes you go crazy. But at the same time, you do want your film seen, but you just wish they'd do it the right way, you know?
All right, so
you know, go ahead.
When you got onto Amazon Prime, then, like, you were given the choice, or you instantly said, I want that rental fee?
You want the rental fee for why your movie's hot. Here's what goes with any film. That includes even when the Avengers comes out, the Almighty or something. Like, you got 1/4 of profit, and then you're going to drop. It is. Right. This is how it is. Like, my film, you know, I'm trying to make a trilogy out of it. I tried to introduce new characters to the horror movie genre, so we don't have to see Jamie Lee Curtis fight Michael Myers in diapers for the 5th time. Like, come on, please give us independent filmmakers. Like, you know, you got Terrifier out there, there's another good one, you know. So, I mean, there's a whole list of people out there of rising filmmakers, and you know, I can't stand when they're just rebooting stuff. But like, I understand why they do it. It's already a made product. And you don't got to put a film like mine, you have to put a lot more money in to reach a new audience, but it's beautiful when it happens. You know, it just is.
So now, how long has it been on Amazon right now, the movie?
It started June 5th, so not even a month.
Oh, okay. So how's it working out? Has it been good?
It's kind of cool because because it's fully me, and I'm going into business myself under my own company, Average Superstar Films. Like, I literally have like a dashboard where I could keep an eye on it every day. You see how your film's doing. So if there's a drop off in any way, I could be like, all right, well, you know, time to put some more money into it and see, you know, what I could generate. Or, you know, and you could also watch where you're marketing. Like, okay, I just dumped money into this. It didn't really do too good. Maybe I should, you know, go into re-up on the former ad that I did before that, because it seemed to have done better. So you kind of do a trial and error, you know, because this is all new to me, you know, at the same time. Sure. But at least I know it's going to all go through me and not a third party, because it's like if you sign with a company, you know, if we just make up the 3 of us here just made a different film. Well, if we sign with a company, we only get to talk to the company. We don't get to talk to Amazon and Netflix and Hulu and all that stuff. You don't. And where the money's getting lost, it's not Amazon and all them screwing us over. They just go strictly through the distribution company, the middle ground people. That's where all the money is getting like eaten up by the warlords, basically. You know, so you got to cut them out. So that's what I did. And you know what? I dare anyone to try to call these companies and see and explain who you are and you want to start your own company. It's a lot of work, folks. It's a lot of work. You get spam email, you get a different phone number, do a voicemail, and you just got to sit there patiently and stay on these people. I mean, it's a lot of groundwork. You got to put the time in. And you have to, it's like you were saying, like, do I have all this stuff written down? Yes, there's bullet points. You got to have everything written down and a plan, from the music video that we did to, getting the footage from Fuse TV to YouTube. I mean, you just have to, you got to pull everything you have for marketing if you're an indie guy to be noticed.
Now, what do you think is the best outlet of marketing right now?
Well, you could technically say YouTube and Facebook because there's just so many people on there. Like, they're the largest where everybody goes. But I mean, at the same time, if you don't have a product that nobody gives a crap about, you're just done. You just don't. You got to get intrigued. And you know what? I mean, if it starts in a thread and you're starting to get trashed a little bit, let them trash it. Because at least it's some sort of marketing, I mean, Christ, you could put a video up on YouTube of someone like rescuing kittens from a burning fire, and you'll see like 100K thumbs up, and you'll still see like 10,000 thumbs down. You're just like, who are these 10,000 people? Like, why don't they want to see these kittens get rescued? Like, there's just people out there that are gonna hate, and I mean, you can't let that stuff get to you,
Oh boy.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah. It's like, what could you not like here? Like, when you want to see the cats burn, are you sinister? Like, what? So, yeah. So you gotta go in with tough skin too, and you have to listen to people, and you gotta have a good help desk around you. You just can't. You gotta align yourself with people who know a thing or two and have been around. It's like any good wrestling company too. Like, the ones that survive have veterans and people that know the roots. Well, it's not a lot of what happens to most independent film, wrestling companies, they fold. I mean, it's just a hard thing to hold. It's hard to stay above water.
So when a situation happens and you're like given an opportunity for something or whatever, do you have somebody you turn around, like after you contemplate and mull it over yourself, is there somebody who you turn around and call and like, let me run this past you before I make a definite decision?
It also depends what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got like a Hollywood help desk. I don't mean by that. I don't mean like I know A-list actors on speed dial, but like, you got people that have ties to TV shows and stuff. And I'll be like, I got an idea here. This is what I'm trying to do. Here's my plan. What do you think? Am I on the right trail? And they might be like, yeah, you are. Or what the hell? What? That's how you want to do it? No. Here's how you need to do this. Or this is out of your league. Don't go here yet. Like, might want to try to go down this route. So, you got to, it's the same thing like if I was to try to ever make a science fiction film or something, like, I don't know all the frickin' spaceship shit. Like, I would have to hire somebody and just, put my full faith into them. Like, you got to do research, like nobody walks in. Steven Spielberg didn't walk in as Steven Spielberg. He didn't even realize like the tide and everything and waves and then the undercurrent until like during Jaws until he started making Jaws, and then he can't get the shark to stand still because the water's moving. Like he didn't take that into account. You just got to get out there sometimes and learn, So you take the good with the bad, I mean, and you got to, like a film like mine with all those cast members. We filmed 8 straight days. Like we just went in and knocked it like right out. And then about a year later, we did a wraparound with the terrorist tapes, basement scenes is what we would call them. We went back and filmed that. That was just an addition, like a year later, with new actors and stuff. Like I was just sitting there like, you know what? Because when you're putting a movie together, you get ideas. You know what? We should have did this. We should have did that. And then we're like, well, why don't we go do that? And we did. You just go back and so you got to do what's in reach, and and you cannot go in sloppy either. There's you never jeopardize your art. If you think something's gonna come out sloppy, do not film it. You know.
Interesting. It came out really good. I mean it. Like I'm dead serious. I mean,
thank you. That means a lot. Like you want to hear that, you know.
Yeah, I was really impressed because I didn't know. Honestly, I didn't know what to expect. But I mean, the actors and all. I mean, everybody like they came off very, very. You know what I mean? It was just very well done. I was like, holy
Thank you.
shit.
And I mean, I don't want to sound like I'm tooting my own horn, but I don't think there's really much boredom in there because I just think it's a fast-paced, moving film between everything that's going on. You know, between the prey, between the dark military members, and what's going on with the police station of them trying to find out where it is and stop it. I just think it moves fast. You know, and I mean, between myself and Stephen Carino, my producer, I mean, you know, we sat there and you would be editing, and that movie's 88 minutes, and sometimes I'd be at his editing office and you'd get 9 seconds done after 16 hours because you're between going through footage, and I mean, he lives 20 miles away, by the way. So like I'd be driving up and driving back and like slamming my head off the steering wheel because like you're going mad, but like you just know in the back of your head like what we're doing is right. And what I mean by that, like why is it only 9 seconds? You might be trying to run a filter through some of the footage or some sort of an effect. And it's going to need like 5 hours while you're sitting at his house to see if it takes. And after 5 hours, the file didn't take. And you got to start it over again. You're just like, my entire Saturday is blown for this, you know. Like you're just, it sucks. Editing sucks. Sometimes you got a file that could be corrupt, and you got to find a way to uncorrupt it if it's possible. I mean, there's a lot of stress with when you film something. Like, how is it going to come out? How's it going to project once you get it in the computer? There's just so much. That's why you always hear when people are like, oh, they went back and reshot stuff. You know, it's great in an A-list movie on an A-list budget to do that.
Sure.
But when you're an independent, you can't really get your actors back a year later, and are they even going to look the same?
Right.
You know what I mean? Did someone cut their hair? Did they grow their hair long? Did they move? Do they hate you? Like, you don't even, and they're not going to come back. Like, you don't know. You just don't know, you know? So
after you filmed it, were people constantly asking you, like, when's it going to come out? When's it going to come out?
Oh, gosh, yeah. And, you know, it was, like, crazy because, like, when I finally got through to this iTunes and Amazon thing, like, everything that they need at my end was done in December. So, and, like, I'm just waiting to hear this date. Like, you don't tell them, here's my date. Like, they tell you. So from, like, December till, like, May, like, I'm just a sitting duck, and people are asking about my film. It was the first time in my life where, like, I couldn't say a word. I'm just like, yeah, my film, it's coming out. That's all you can really say. Like, you kind of have that dumb Bill Murray face, like you're just kind of crazy. Like, yeah, it's gonna come out. Like, I have no answer for you, you know, because you don't want to ever say like it's coming out on this date, and it doesn't. Even when it came out on June 5th, we had all these videos and marketing ready, but we didn't pull the trigger till we saw the links up. Because we didn't want to look like a stupid ass, you know, like telling them here's the date and then where is it, you know? It was like seeing is believing, you know. So you just had everything on standby for that day. So, you know.
Now, have you heard from anybody, like anybody in the film industry, like reach out to you and say, hey, dude, this is like a really good freaking movie. You know what I mean? Like.
Yeah, we heard that. I heard that a lot. I mean, I've heard that out of you know, I don't want to start like name dropping and shit. But I mean, there's been some good like, holy crap, this person even heard about it. So it's beautiful. It's a awarding feeling to yourself, and good job by the cast for, you know. And I mean, there's so many moving parts with a film. I mean, you're trying to keep your cast involved, you know, and at the same time they're doing other projects and stuff. So like maybe their interest of the film they did years ago isn't as high, and you're trying to keep them in good spirits. And, you know, sometimes you might get someone who's like crazy, like, where's my name in the credits? Because I think it should be above this person. Be like, please stop. Like, stop! Don't start doing this. Yeah. Sometimes you get to some, craziness in that, and then you get some people that are bashing it, but that's just going to come with it. Like, you just shake that right off. Like, you can't. I've always told people that, like, for whatever craft they're in, if they make some post on Facebook about, like, all right, this is all my haters, and you're not an A-lister, you ain't going to make it. Because imagine if you're an A, you actually finally make it. You can't handle your locals. You ain't going to handle it on the big time, kid, Like, never let them know they got to you,
Right.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. If you can't handle your own city, forget it. Forget it, Like, toughen up. You either can handle this business or you can't. There's no in between.
So where do you go from here now? I mean, what's the plan? Is just nonstop marketing then?
Nonstop marketing to November 1st. So the quarter will be over, and I'll see how much exactly I get. The company makes. Thank God, around Labor Day, and then, well, what's my film? It's about Halloween needs an upgrade. It's a Halloween film. Well, I'm not stopping marketing then. I got to market it all September and October because I want people. This is a Halloween film. It could come back every year. So I'm going to November 1st, and then kick my feet up and see how much money I could pull together for the sequels. This is part of a trilogy, as it's spoken about in the movie.
Right.
Because they're breaking the fourth wall the entire time. I want to introduce new characters, something that could be easily cosplayed. I wanted a little like a silent killer. You want your badass killers. You want your diva, your sexy girl, but you also want your girl that just could rip your head off, no nonsense. Like, I tried to make like a character that anyone could relate to, as far as the Dark Military members and stuff. So I mean, you got a dream, run with this, and you cannot cave. You just can't. I mean, people recognize heart. That's just one thing about humans, about mankind. They see heart. They know what's up.
Yeah, man. You've done a hell of a job. Seriously, man. Hat off to you and everybody helping you and everybody involved. Amazing job.
Thank you. Did you happen to see Totally Driven Radio was thanked in the credits if you paid attention towards the end?
Really?
Yeah, I had a big thank you list of all the podcasts and everything on there, but you're in there. I don't forget people.
Oh, thank you. That's much appreciated.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. Thank you for having me back on.
Now, next time, can I be one of the callers and call in and somebody in my family's getting killed?
Yeah, we'll see about it. I'm sure you saw your boy Meanie in there doing it. So yeah, I mean, absolutely. That's it's kind of funny because you have I had a bigger list, and sometimes you get people that just they can't do it, or last minute decide, no, I'm not going to do that. So I've had a couple people tell me they wanted a bigger role than that, and I was like, sorry, I just can't afford your price range. You know what I mean? This is what I have. This is the spot I have for you, and I had a couple people turn you down. That's just going to come with it, So you're hoping that the success of the first film, you get more. That more people are drawn to be in the sequel. You want bigger actors. More, and you want more money to. You want better kills. You want you don't want to just shoot everything in 9-10 days. You want you did the best you could in your first round, but I will not ever do the sequel the way I did this first film. I can't put myself through that again. So I will hold out until I have all the money that I feel I need to do the film.
Nice. Yeah. Well, dude, where should we send everybody to see it, learn more about it?
You could, for as far as the Dark Military goes, you could see a sea of stuff of it on my website, averagesuperstarfilms.com. But straight up to watch the film, for all you streaming cats, you can see it on Prime Video and iTunes. And if you want it on Blu-ray, averagesuperstarfilms.com, screenteamreleasing.com, diabotfilms.com, and even Amazon for the Blu-ray too. You can go to Amazon and buy the Blu-ray there too.
Cool.
Yes. So, and for as far as the Blu-ray people, you got 4.5 hours with all the extras. There's a lot to it. A lot. Yeah, we got audio commentary, we got the music videos, tons of interviews, behind the scenes, And a lot of things happen in between. You know, it's not like just a picture with a menu. A lot of cool stuff happens on the Blu-ray. It's worth picking up.
That's cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
Well, dude, congrats again to you. I'm proud of you. Seriously, man. Job well done.
Thank you much. And thank you for letting me be the lead-in, too, for a WWE Hall of Famer.
How about that? Anytime, dude.
Yeah,
Anytime.
Yeah.
You earned the
All
spot.
Right. Thank you very much. All right.
Yeah,
Enjoy
man,
the rest of the show. I'll be listening, all right?
Awesome, man. Take care. Great hearing from you.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Bye. I mean, make sure you check it out, man. Seriously. Like, hats off to this dude. Like, The Dark Military. Amazon Prime. Check it out. iTunes. Really fucking amazing. I was blown away. I really was. Like, you know, a lot of times with these indie films, I've seen like some of them, and I last like 2 minutes, and I'm just like, what the hell? And yeah, this is awesome.
No, I know what you mean though. Like where it's like it's supposed to be a court scene at City Hall, but it looks like it was filmed in somebody's closet. You
Yeah,
know what I mean? Like yeah. I think you make a good point about like thinking about what you're making, and do you even have the ability to? I mean, everybody wants to make an epic movie, but he's right. If you can't go to outer space or you don't have any good, you know what I mean, CGI skills, then you're shit out of luck. Like,
right. Exactly.
It's gonna be a ship on a string.
Hey, you know that worked in the 40s. That worked for Flash Gordon in the 40s.
It did. Unfortunately, TV has come a long way since then.
Yeah, it's come a little ways. It has. I can admit that.
Oh man. All I'm saying though is I have like 5 screenplays. I'm just throwing it out there.
Nick's got screenplays. Nick's got songs. He's got everything over there.
I do, man. Not lately. Like I've been ever since we moved into this house. I've been in a real like funk. So I haven't produced anything else since I've been here. Like
you got to get that zone. You know what I mean? Like that zone set up, like flowing.
Yeah. I think that part of it has to do with like right now I'm broadcasting out of my bedroom. And, like, it's just not the same as, like, the man cave.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, that was my area. Like, when I went in there, it was easy to get in the zone. Like, I could just focus on that. You know what I mean? Like, it's different.
And you were kind of separate. And...
Right.
Right. Yeah. I get it.